What's going on, guys? Chance Guy here. So today in this video I have some Battlefield 4 news for you guys. It's not too much, but mainly what I want to do in this video is give you guys a quite short review of the Naval Strike DLC. And obviously I won't go over every single little detail in this DLC, but I want to give you guys my thoughts and if I like it or not, and do I think people who don't have this DLC already should get the DLC. Now, before we actually get into the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC overview / review, let's just talk about some Battlefield news. First thing on the list is that squads may be returning to Battlefield 4 according to recent reports. This feature was originally in Battlefield 3, it just allowed players to squad up with teammates before the match, and it made it easier to enter a game on the same team and even on the same squad. It has since been heavily requested after its removal from Battlefield 4, and last year developers at Th3 made it clear that the studio has no intent to reintroduce squads back into Battlefield 4, saying that the feature in Battlefield 3 was not up to par with the quality that they wanted to offer to players. However, according to a recent discovery by a Reddit user, it may be returning after all. He recently took these screen caps from his PS3 showing squads being in beta and in the multiplayer menu. Obviously it is in English but instead of German, so from the top it actually translates to quick match, squad access in beta, server browser, and test range. I can't confirm anything, but I do wonder why they are beta testing this on the PS3 and not the PS4. And is there some kind of closed beta happening with a non-disclosure agreement which the whole public do not know? Now, personally, I have not experienced squads myself because I play on the PC, and on the PC you can just join any friends without any trouble. It's very easy, but I know a lot of you guys play on the console, so I do wonder if you guys are excited for this feature to come back and what actually does it bring to the table. If you're an attack boat driver, listen up. A newly discovered bug spotted after the recent launch of Battlefield 4 Naval Strike might be making you wonder how you have died or how you have got hurt in the attack boat. Traditionally, a TV missile launched from an attack boat in Battlefield 4 can be destroyed in mid-flight by machine gun fire. However, since the launch of Naval Strike, attack boat users are noticing strange behaviors that cause boat drivers to take damage instead of the TV missiles. Additionally, TV missiles no longer explode when receiving bullet damage, only the driver takes damage instead and dies. This is very weird, but it hasn't happened to me before because I don't run the TV missiles. I actually run the Zuni rockets because I like killing infantry with them. But this could be a very game-breaking / boat-breaking bug because a lot of people I have noticed out there loves their TV missiles, and I think if now this is actually a bug in the game and it happens to a lot of people, this could be very annoying and it could turn people away from driving those attack boats. Now, I'm sure you guys all know this, but the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC has officially been launched for all the Battlefield 4 premium members across all the platforms for a few days now, but for many, the experience is being very annoying by a lot of recent severe server lags, or what a lot of us would call it, rubber banding. These issues only appeared after the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC launch, and it started to affect a lot of console platforms, not really the PC as much, but there is some servers that are running very rubber bandy type of gameplay, and it's most severe in matches with 64 players, and even Th3 is unhappy with the recent troubles, and they are looking to fix this very quickly by upgrading the server performance. So hopefully Th3 can give us more information on this because I would like to hear it, because after the Naval Strike patch I have felt like the DLC or the gameplay itself has been a little bit tweaked. Maybe, I don't know, there's something about the DLC or at least the game, it just made it feel weird. And finally, we have the last big piece of news which happened today. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard this, but the Megalodon has finally been found. It is actually found by Jack Frags, so he takes credit for that. All you have to do is go on Naval Strike, bring 10 other guys and sit next to the buoy, and the giant shark will just come right out of the water and probably flatten you. It is a pretty cool sight to see, and if you're in the middle of the game, you're just minding your business, probably killing a couple guys, a giant shark pops out of the water, everyone will just be staring at it, and it would be a pretty cool and amazing sight. Now on to the part of the video where I give you guys my honest review slash overview of this DLC, and hopefully I can tell you guys the pros and cons about this DLC and help you guys make the decision of buying this or not. Now first off, before I actually get started, the maps themselves, I have to say, looks awesome. Every map in this DLC, I mean, looks like it was pulled right out of a cinematic shot. Sunsets looks awesome, and the waves are probably one of the best looking waves out there. My favorite looking map is probably Wavebreaker. I just enjoyed the giant little rocks which splits the waves, hence the name Wavebreaker. It just is a great looking map and probably is my favorite map overall, and not just by the looks. I would say the DLC maps themselves play out fairly well on Conquest and on Carrier Assault, but I can't say the same for Rush. Even on Operation Mortar, which was originally designed for Rush, it just doesn't flow very well, and I don't enjoy island hopping because you're completely exposed in the water when you're traveling. Plus, there's not really solid cover, and it's just a bunch of rocks which enemies can kind of hop down and spray you down. I just don't really enjoy Rush that much as I used to, at least on the vanilla maps and on the second assault maps. But getting back to the maps themselves on Conquest and on Carrier Assault, I actually really do enjoy them. They are a bit open though. I would say if there were more higher and taller cover, it would be better. But I would say for air vehicles, sometimes they can be very vulnerable for helicopters and attack helicopters. But if you're looking to fly those, I would say go to Wavebreaker because of the giant middle rock which you can just hide behind from heat seekers and other incoming enemy threats. It just works out very well, at least on that map. With this DLC, I felt like DICE just really wanted to isolate the vehicle combat with the infantry combat. Like, take for example, I have to talk about Wavebreaker again. It is just a perfect example. In the middle giant island, it is an underground type of submarine base where attack boats still can get to it, but chances are a lot of attack boats will not dare go in there because they know they can get C4'd, they can get RPG'd, and they can even get javelined. It's kind of crazy, and I feel like DICE really want to just isolate that and give infantry their own tiny little map to fight in. Now on to the game mode that they added in Naval Strike, which is Carrier Assault. Now, this game mode is the reimagination of Battlefield 2142's Titan mode. Now, Carrier Assault, I would say, is very fun, but personally I have never played Titan mode from 2142, so I'm not going to be judging it by comparing to that. If you guys are a subscriber of mine, you guys probably know that I love playing Rush. It's probably one of the only game modes I actually play in Battlefield 4. I just really enjoy the mix of vehicle combat and infantry combat, and I could almost say the same that the Carrier Assault game mode actually has a good balance between vehicle and infantry. As you guys probably know, it starts out as a conquest match, and at the end it can turn into a rush match. It is pretty fun, and I do like the aspect, but sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of conquest because I feel like everyone's kind of spread out. You don't really know where the front lines are and where the two factions are actually meeting, so I just rather have a type of organized type of gameplay rather than a scattered type of gameplay, but I still in the end enjoy Carrier Assault. The main problem that I have with Carrier Assault is that once the enemy aircraft carrier has been lowered to 50% health or less and you can attack the MCOMs, what often happens is that your whole team just goes attacking. No one's really wanting to cap any of the island objectives for the missile bases, which leaves the enemy easily attacking it, capturing all the objectives, lowering down your carrier's health to 50% so they can attack. And when they can attack, our whole team's basically attacking their MCOMs, and sometimes they are failing and sometimes this works, but often happens is that your aircraft carrier is just basically wide open for the enemy to attack, and they easily get the MCOMs armed, and it's just very annoying to lose like this. But I don't think this is anything that DICE can change, so hopefully maybe in the future the way that people play Carrier Assault will slowly change towards more of a defensive role. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Battlefield News / my review / overview of the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC. Now in the comments, leave your thoughts down below because I want to know how you guys think about Naval Strike, and if you don't already have the DLC, will you get it or not after hearing my review. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.